networking isn't for everybody, okay? And there are many good reasons why people start out, really excited about what they're going to do and achieve, and then they quit. But let's make sure that we as their uplines aren't actually one of those reasons, okay? Because I see, and I've made them myself, and I've been on the receiving end of them as well. I'm going to share a little bit about this today. And I'm going to also give you a really great recommendation that's working well for me now, that I've, kind of like grown into, if you wish. And I hope it's going to help you to not make this mistake. Okay, so hello and welcome. Excited you're here. In case we've met before, my name is Katrin from bloomwithkatrin.com. I'm coming live to you from the beautiful Bavarian forest over here in Germany. Now, please don't be shy, whether you're joining me live or later on in the replay. Say hi, don't stay shy, right? And let me know as well, write it down below where you're tuning in from so I can circle back around and say hi to you. I'm looking forward to that because I'm doing these videos for you to help you take your business into the online space and create sustainable, lasting success, and for the entire journey, because to hardly any one of us, this is an overnight success thing. Okay, so you can actually enjoy the journey as you move towards that success. And there's one thing that's really exciting, right? When we get our first team member. Can you relate? Let me know when that was for you, because I'll never forget. And I caught myself wanting to do things that I'd been on the receiving end when I started out with network marketing. Okay, and here's a little bit of my story. So I got signed up like years ago because I wanted these amazing products. And my upline, the lady who enrolled me, she saw potential in me, okay? And she was trying to the best of her ability to push me into what she called building the German market for her. And I had no idea what she was even talking about, but I understood that she wanted me to do something for her personal benefit. And that didn't sit well with me. And it actually took me 6 years to consider the business side of things, okay? So we don't want this to happen, whether that's somebody who's, who enrolls to get, the products for cheaper, right? That's how I got started. Let me know your story, right? I'd be curious to know how you got into this business. But here's the thing. When I enrolled my first team member, this was like, okay, this is not happening on my team, okay? I'm not going to be that pushy, whatever kind of upline. But then it's like, well, you want to train your newbie, right? And you want to guide them. So how do you go about without being that bossy, pushy person that everybody goes like, well, I haven't signed up to have a new boss now, thank you. And not let them, like stay on their own all the time neither. So there's a thin line that we want to tread on. And I'm going to give you a few ideas on that. So, and here's one thing that I noticed in myself when I first signed up my first team member. And if you have, let me know how many team members are on your team. I'd be curious to know, and congratulations. Wherever you're at in your journey, it's exciting, right? People put their trust in you. So let's honor that trust. So, and here's what I felt was a little bit tempting for me, and let me know whether you can relate. I'd really love for this to be interactive. So I got tempted to fall into that mistake number one, which is micromanaging our first person, or, however large your team is and grows with time, right? It is easier to start micromanaging somebody else and making sure they're doing the right kind of things, right, for their benefit. And at the same time, forgetting about, or not doing the things for ourselves in our own business. Okay, let me know whether this makes sense. So we want to stop wanting success more for our team than they want it for themselves. And this is difficult, right? Because we see potential. And when I look back to, my enroller looking at me, I can feel her now, right? I can feel that she really wanted to help me. But at the time I was really aghast. I said, no, thank you. I'm not doing this. Why would I? I wasn't even looking for something. Okay. So it's kind of tempting to start breathing down their neck, right? What might that look like in real life? I mean, as I said, right, my upline was like, okay, I need you to do this, this, and this. Make a list of 100 people and make sure that you've called everybody, right? She would call me once a week at least to make sure I'd called everybody, even though I had told her I wasn't going to build the business. It actually went so far that I had to threaten her. I was like, if you ever contact me about the business again, I'm going to stop ordering. And this is like 4 months into me ordering the products at really, at a high volume. And that's what kind of like made her move back. And then I never heard from her again. So that's kind of like interesting, isn't it? So let's not breathe down people's neck. And especially let's not start acting like they're working for us, because they're not. They're in business for themselves, and we're here to help them and to guide them. And that can be a powerful thing to do for somebody, mentoring, leading them, right? But let's not become that bossy, pushy person that is not going to help them really grow into their potential, because that's a skill of its own, mentoring somebody to grow into their greatness. Okay? So don't check in on your people, but not to control them. Okay, so here's what's working well for me. So what I like to do is I do a care call, a care Zoom at the moment, with everybody whom I've personally enrolled. Okay, and I ask them, because I really want to know what's going on in your life. How's your family? How's things going for you? And I listen. Okay, and whatever they tell me, I'm going to take it from there. Okay, honestly trying to help them. Yes, I will ask the question, how can I help you in your business? Is there something you need clarity with? Do you have any questions for me? Of course, but I'm not calling them at the end of the month to make sure they got their volume. And it saddens me to hear on so many Zoom calls I do with prospects who are looking to potentially join my team, what they've endured when it comes to upline support. Okay, so people only calling you at the end of the month to make sure that you're upping your volume so they can rank advance, right? So I just don't think that this is what this business really is about. This business is about serving others to grow into their own greatness. So on the calls, I'll give guidance when I'm asked to give guidance, right? I mean, when I see somebody struggling or maybe not doing stories, for example, very effectively, I might offer my help. But it's not like you need to do this, that, and the other thing. I'm going to ask them, hey, would you be open for me to give you some, tips to get your stories even more effective? Would you be open to learning more about this? Yes, please. And then I give the tips that I can share. Okay, so I do give guidance 100%, but I'm not going to be the pushy, this is what you need to do. Okay, and then let's do the things with our teams. Okay, let's not teach and preach and do other things ourselves. Okay, so let's not get stuck, into that micromanaging stuff and not doing, not having conversations with people. Absolutely not. Focus on growing your own audience as an upline. Focus on growing your team, on having conversations and helping your newbies, maybe in group chats, maybe in a group Zoom, three-way calls, whatever that might look like for you, whatever, your upline is happy to do for you, and help your team talk to their new people as well, because that's the income producing activity. Wouldn't you agree? That hardly anybody can do just like that, right? So let me know whether this makes sense and is helpful for you so far, and what about it is maybe like a light bulb moment. I heard John Melton teach on this last week, and I was like, this is really, really awesome as well, right? So, but if you're sitting there going, yeah, well, it makes sense, but hey, I got a huge team, congratulations. Start off with your personally enrolled team members and see how that's going to duplicate down into your team, right? So you don't have to go and reach out to everybody personally, depending on how large your team is. That might drive you crazy and definitely, end your momentum to grow your own business. That's not what we want, right? But we do want to make sure that our newbies get all the support that they require, that they know that you're available to them, right? And especially if you're going, well, makes sense, but hey, I really don't know when to fit that in on top of everything else. I hear you. I was there. And that's actually why I've put together a PDF that I'm happy to send over to you. That's my best 3 strategies that help me not be a hot mess every single day, right? And it does happen still sometimes, but it's 3 strategies, pardon me, that are going to help you build your business bigger in the online space without putting in 24/7 hours and weeks, right? But actually having a life and enjoying your journey. So if you resonate with that, drop strategies down below, and I'm also going to make sure to give you a link where you can get it right away. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on my next training. All the best from Katrin. Bye.